So as I said, we're going to do work on anxiety today. And so a couple of acupressure points that you may want to consider that are helpful. First one is crossing your hands and putting it right just below the crease. You're doing the lung points here. You want to breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth, and just kind of try to settle. And this is taking care of both lung 1 and lung 2 here and opening up the lung meridian. Then conception vessel, or in Chinese, Ren 17, the middle of your sternum. And there you just, again, want to put your finger there. And you can massage it, but for the most part, if you just put your finger there or 2 hands there, it doesn't matter as long as you're in the middle. And again, breathe through the nose, out through the mouth. This regulates the chi, it unbinds the chest, it opens things up. And then we're going to use this one with a lot of the others. Now, 2 on the wrist that are real nice is pericardium 6. Pericardium 6, if you go from the crease on your wrist down 3 fingers between the 2 tendons, that's where you're going to find pericardium 6. And pericardium 6 also unbinds the chest, regulates chi, regulates the heart, calms the spirit. And we can do that in conjunction with heart 7, also known as Shen Men, which calms the spirit, regulates and tonifies the heart. So heart 7 is on the crease, just inside the bone here. You'll find there's like a little divot or notch here. And what you can do is find both those points. Let's see how I can show you, and then work them together so that I've got pericardium 6 below and heart 7 above. And I can just hold them together. You can hold them that way or this way, whatever works for you. And then obviously do the other side. Bladder 10. We've done, we've done gallbladder 20 a lot. Gallbladder 20 we've been doing is further out and here. For bladder 10, basically come up and squeeze between the spinal column here below the skull. And you could just, then once you kind of squeeze her and you get it, you kind of push in there. And bladder 10 regulates chi, pacifies wind. Wind we've talked about a lot. With spring, benefits the head, sensory orifices, calms the spirit, activates the channel, alleviates pain. And if we can hold that point, at the same time, we're holding CV17, the point on your chest. And again, breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth, and just let yourself settle and relax. And then one more point that we can do is called the Yin Teng point. It's an extra point, as they call it. It's not on a meridian line. And that's right between the eyebrows. It's also known as the third eye point, or the hall of impression. And again, you want to do that with CV17. So put one hand with your middle finger on CV17, middle finger on the Yin Teng point, and just breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth. And relax. And then always a good idea is just rotate the wrists. That stimulates all of the meridians that we were talking about earlier. And that's a couple of extra points that we, in addition to what we've talked about in the past, that I think are going to be really helpful in terms of anxiety. Now, before we start our QiGong practice, One thing I wanted to mention, we do a routine or a posture where we come up to the ear. The middle finger is pointing to the middle part of the front of the ear. We're not making contact, but we're pointing there. And we've talked about this in the past. I'm going to hold this up. You can see that there are 4 different meridians that come in to that area. So that's why we use dispelling chi. We come in, we make contact, though not physically, and then we brush it away. We clear those out. So I just wanted to show those to you again, because I know I've mentioned it and we haven't used it. Good. So let's go ahead and start our practice. So as usual, let's get into the Wuji stance. Feet flat on the floor. And just make sure all parts of your feet are in equal contact with the floor. Allow your knees to be loose, just slightly bent. Never locking out any of our joints, or rarely. Hips come forward. Give you a nice flat back. Shoulders drop down, relaxed, arms slightly in front. Feel like the top of the head is being lifted upward, elongating the spine. Tuck the chin in just a little bit. Keep the back of the neck nice and straight. A lot of people, when they feel like they are lifting upward, tend to lift the chin. So we want to bring the chin down. You can even pull the head back a little bit. You want to be nice and relaxed. Breathing in and out through the nose. Nice deep abdominal breathing. So as you breathe in, your abdomen expands. There's a pause. Hold your breath just a moment. And then as you exhale, the abdomen contracts back towards the spine. Breath comes out the nose. And again, there's a slight pause before you begin your inhalation again. And just let your feet relax. Let your whole body relax. Feel your feet sinking into the ground. Feel the energy flowing down your body, out the bottoms of your feet, deep into the ground. Feel the earth rise up to meet your feet. Feel that connection to Mother Earth. Go ahead and place one hand on the abdomen, one hand on the chest. We're going to do what's called wave breathing. So as you breathe in, your abdomen expands. And essentially, when it can't expand anymore, then allow the air to rise up and also fill the chest, so the chest expands. And as you exhale, chest compresses or contracts first, then the abdomen. And let your body just kind of move with that breath, giving you that wave kind of action. That feeling like if you were standing in the water, the waves are gently moving your body. Now, in order to clear out any tension, to help alleviate anxiety and stress, we have to do some purging. We're going to do a little bit different than we usually do. Usually we just come up, grab whatever you don't need, and throw it down. Here we're going to add a little extra element. As you come up onto your toes, and then blow out through your mouth as you push it down. So we come all the way up, higher than we normally do. Breathe in. One more. Good. Come up, come back to Wuji stance, and just see if you can feel that sense of clearing in the body. Let's do a little tapping. We're going to do more clearing as well, but let's do a little tapping to open it up. So the first point we're going to do is one we were talking about, CV17, right in the middle of the chest. So go ahead, you can tap with your fingers or tap with a light fist. Nice deep breath, either in and out through the nose or in through the nose, out through the mouth. Especially if you feel constriction, it means you need to purge. One more time. Good. Come up to lung 1 and 2, which is just before the crease of the shoulder. We're going to tap with an open fist. Then with a cupped palm, come down the inside of the arm, stop at the wrist. Give the wrist a squeeze and then brush off. Let's do that again. So cupped palm, starting on lung 1 and 2, come down the arm, squeeze the wrist and brush off. One more time. You know, I like to do things in threes. And now let's tap with an open palm, cupped palm, up the outside of your arm, up the shoulder to the back of the neck. Do that 3 times. Good. Loose fist, lung 1 and 2 on the opposite side. And with a cupped palm, come down the arm, go to the wrist, give it a squeeze, brush off. Do that again. Squeeze the wrist, press off. One more time. And then with an open cupped palm, up the outside, up the shoulder to the back of the neck, 3 times. Good. Come back to Wuji stance. Let's do a little clearing. So the idea of clearing is we lift our hands up. Your left hand drops down and comes in front of your body, where at the same time, the right hand drops down and goes behind the body. So it's this kind of action. So we breathe in as we come up, breathe out as we go down. And really think of taking what you no longer need and tossing it back to Mother Earth. Breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth. So one hand crosses in front, the other hand crosses behind. So we come up, and then we cross over. Come up, cross over. Good. Two more. Good. Let's do a sipping breath. So we're going to make bird's beak with our hands. We're going to sip up. So we're going to breathe in and just hold for a second, then breathe in some more. So it's so we're breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. One more time. Good. Now this time, we're going to breathe in twice through the nose, but then push forward. Make the bird's beak again, sip in twice, and then breathe down. We come up. One more time. Good. Let's do tiger pump, or tiger clears the way. So we're going to make tiger claws. We're going to start up here, and as we come down, we're dropping down with a nice flat back and pushing it into the earth, and then gathering fresh energy, bring it all the way up the body. We blow out through our mouth as we go down. We breathe in as we come up. One more. Good. We've gotten rid of all that stagnation. Let's open up some more of the pathways. This time we'll open up the spine. So just start turning gently from the waist, side to side. Let the arms just hang loosely. And at this point, they're just moving through the air. Also moving through the energy field, the Wei Qi field that surrounds you. See if you can feel at least the air moving through your fingertips. Maybe you feel some resistance of the energy field. And now let's pick it up a little bit, a little more forceful, so it starts to now strike your body. Try to feel each vertebra turning in place. As you work from the lower back all the way up to the neck, look over your shoulder, get around a little bit further each time as each vertebra individually turns in place. Let's go to a wider stance and come up on to the toe as you turn to the side, stimulating the kidney meridian at the bottom of the foot. Slow it down. Stay flat on the floor. Just a couple more. Knocking on the door of life. And slow it down back to water waves, where the hands are just moving through the air, through the Wei Qi field. Allow the wrists to turn, the whole arm actually to turn. And slow it down. Do spinal cord breathing. Make sure to do it gently. Stay within your area of comfort, your range of comfort. We're going to lift our arms up with our arms bent at the elbows. Elbows come up higher than the shoulders. We're going to stick our butt out, or we're going to push our hips back. We're then going to lean back, chest to the ceiling, look up to the ceiling, and then pull the elbows down, feeling the shoulder blades come down and together. We breathe in. We bring our forearms together, palms facing, elbows together. We bend down. We pull our hips towards the elbows as we tuck our chin into the chest. So we breathe in as we come up. Breathe out as you go down. Nice and gentle. Make sure the hips move. Try to feel the shoulder blades moving. Getting the spine to move. Now front to back. One more time. Good. Let your hands come down to your thighs. Flat on your feet. You're just slightly over the feet, so you're leaning just a little bit forward. And all you're going to do is you're going to start shifting side to side. So at this point, all we're doing is this. A little wider stance. And we're just moving side to side. Good. Now that's not doing much for our back yet. So what we want to do now is the hips come to the side, then the shoulder drops, then the head drops. So it's kind of like you let the spine just kind of relax, and the momentum causes the spine to move side to side. Moving like a river. So you're staying along the same plane, side to side. The head just kind of drops over at the end. So the entire spine moves from the lower back all the way through to the neck. Couple more. Slow it down. Come back to Uji. Let's do one more purging exercise. This is always a fun one. Horse shivers. So you ever looked at a horse when a fly lands on it, how it shakes? We're going to do kind of the same thing. So we're going to bend down a little bit. So we're a little bit lower, but again, it's a nice flat back. We're not leaning forward, just coming down. We're going to breathe in, allow the breath to bring you up. Your hands drift up, your arms drift up. So you get to almost the tight, you feel that tension, and then out the mouth. One more time. Come back to Wuji and just feel that sense of the energy moving through you. Bring your shoulders up to your ears and then breathe out through the mouth. Let the shoulders really sink. One more time. Good. Now, nice big shoulder roll. So it all comes out of the shoulders. The arms just hang. Scapulas move, the shoulder blades. As big a circle as comfortable. And reverse. And relax. Good. Put your fingers into bird's beak again and put them right in front of that crease that we've talked about with the shoulder, so that you're just kind of just barely on to the chest or pec muscle here. And you're just going to turn big circles with your elbows. It's called rooster spreads its feathers. But as you do that, you're going to feel the fingers sink in. This is stimulating lung 1 and 2. It's also help opening up the shoulders. And believe it or not, it helps open up the back. Releasing the muscles in the front allows for more movement of the shoulders. And reverse. And slow it down. Drop your hands down. Bring the energy up, so we go palms up, bringing the energy up from the ground, up through the legs, up through the torso, up to the chest, and then bring your hands to the left side of you. Palms facing you. Now we're not going to turn our body at all on this. We're going to look away as we push away, we breathe. Breathe out as you push away. Breathe in as it comes back towards you and you're looking at that palm. So we're changing our perspective. As it comes in, I'm staring at my palm. As I push away, I look over the opposite shoulder and I stare at the horizon. Push with the heel of the hand, not with the fingers. You push with the heel, you can only go so far. You can't lock out your elbow, and you should really feel the tension kind of melt away all through this area. If you put your hands out like this, everything kind of relaxes and it doesn't quite work. Plus you lock out your shoulder, which is your elbow, which is never a good idea. So lead with the heels of the hands. One more time. Bring that energy into the center, send it down into the ground. Bring up fresh energy, come up to your right shoulder. And now do the opposite. Looking over your left shoulder, pushing away. Looking at that palm coming back at you. Breathe out as you push away. Breathe in as it comes back towards you. One more time. Good. Bringing the energy to the chest and down to the floor. Come back to Wuji. We're going to do palms up as the hands rise up in front of you. Just to chest height. And then palms down as they sink down. Rise up on your legs a little bit as you come up. Sink down. Bend your knees as you go down. So you're breathing in. Breathing out. Dan Yu. So feel that energy as you lift it up. And then you're taking what you no longer need, sending it back down to the earth to be recycled. Breathing in and out through the nose on this one. Nice and easy. One more time. Good. Now let's do cleansing the chi. This is the one I talked about earlier. Remember, I've got all these acupuncture points along the ear. So we're covering 4 different meridians here. We bring the hand as we turn slightly. Middle finger points to the middle of the front of the ear. It doesn't make contact, but it points to it. Kind of feel that energetic connection there. Then take energy you no longer need, send back down to the earth. As that hand comes across, the other hand comes up to the other side. Breathe in as you come up. Breathe out as you go down. Nice and slow, especially try to use the pause between the breaths to make contact with the energy in front of the ear. And then the pause at the bottom, just kind of feel that energy getting sent down into the earth. One more each side. Good. Let's do pushing the chi forward. So we're going to bring the energy up the body to chest height. Then you're going to push it out. Open the chest and drop down. So breathe in, breathe out. One more time. Good. This time bring it in, push to the sides. Again, push with the heels of the hands so we don't lock out the elbows. One more time. Good. It's going to do with a twist, but instead let's do playing with the chi ball. So with your left hand, put palm up and just let the energy settle in that palm. You can feel like a weight in that palm. We're going to turn to the side. We're going to lift it up over our head. And then we're going to push it down to the ground. As that arm comes across, the other arm, the other hand gathers energy. Now you should feel the chi ball as you lift that and then sending that down to the ground. So we breathe in as we come up. Breathe out as you go down. Really try to feel that gathering of energy and then sending what you need, no longer need, down to be recycled into the earth. One more time. Good. Go to a bit wider stance. Keep the feet facing forward. Shift your weight to your left. Turn to the right. Put your hands up and imagine you're grabbing a rope and pull it back. We come up, we pull it back. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. One more time. Good. And just come back around. Now shift your weight to your right, keeping the feet forward. Then turn, hands out, grab that rope and pull. One more. Good. Over time, we'll get lower and lower on that one. The idea here is that as you pull, you get way down and then you stay down. But I think that's a little more advanced for us right now. Okay. Let's do separating the clouds. So we'll do this version like the wrist cross. So we're going to gather energy, palms face you, wrists cross, comes up just above the head. Hands turn out, palms out. We go down. So we're bringing up fresh energy up into the body. And then as we breathe out, we're taking energy we no longer need, sending it back down to the earth. Most of the time, and quite honestly, I can't think of an instance where it's not. In QiGong, where they talk about clouds, they're talking about a movement that involves the brain and the clearing of the brain. With COVID, they talk about brain fog. Well, fog is nothing more than a cloud that is very, very low. So when we walk on a foggy day, we're literally walking through the clouds. So it's really the same thing. So here we're clearing out the clouds from the mind. One more time. Good. Go down to earth posture. Try to feel like you've got two balloons under your hands. And just as you breathe out, settle down just a little bit, pushing those balloons down. As you breathe in, let the balloons float you back up just a little bit. You see if you can't feel that connection to the earth. Relax the shoulders, relax the arms. The only place you really should be feeling anything is in the palms as they push those balloons down and then float up with the balloons. One more time. Good. Keeping the hands pointed towards the earth, keeping that wider stance if you weren't already there. Palms down. Again, just sense that there's something substantial under your hands. In this case, we're imagining a lake. And let's just move our hands back and forth across the surface of the lake. So we shift our weight from side to side. So the arms really don't move much at all except to just follow the momentum. See if you can't feel some resistance, maybe a change in temperature under your hands. Let's do a flow called Moon Over the Lake. So here's the lake. Go to your left. You're going to shift right, go across, and then you're going to let your hands float up, palms down the whole way. So we're not going to lift them too high as we turn from the waist, and then they settle down. So notice my arms really don't move at all. It all is coming out of my waist and out of the weight shift. So I breathe in as my hands float up. I breathe out as the hands float down. I'm turning a nice circle here where you can round the edges of a square if you like. It's not quite circular, it's a little more oval. One more time. Shift your weight to the right. Let's go back and forth a couple of times. Just feeling the surface of that lake again. Come over to your right and move to the left. Let your hands float up and over and down. Being a former earth science teacher, can never help but think of this as the convection cycle that we teach in so many different parts of earth science. And it kind of works here, coming across the body of water, less dense rises, cools, becomes more dense, sinks back down. So the steam rises, the water vapor rises, forms a cloud, and then water's liquid comes down. One more time. And come back to center. Bring your feet a little bit closer together, about shoulder width apart. Bring the energy up from the ground, up through the torso, up through the head. Middle fingers pointing at the Bai Hui point, the point directly at the top of your head. Breathe that energy in. And then breathe out and send whatever energy you no longer need down to the earth. So we're bringing fresh energy to the brain, to the upper dantian. And we remove any darkness, any stagnation. One more time. Good. Now to make sure we don't keep too much energy up in the head, bring down the heavens. Palms up as we breathe in, feel the energy in your palms. Take all of that energy, push it through the Bai Hui point, down the body, down the legs, deep into the ground. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. One more time. Bring your feet together, one hand over the other over the lower dantian. So you're either holding at the wrist or intertwining the webbing of the thumbs. The thumb should be about where your belly button is, placing your palms below the belly button. Just allow your body to relax. Try to visualize white light coming out of your palms, going into your body where this little pearl is absorbing that energy. The little pearl is your lower dantian. Try to feel the dantian getting warmer. Visualize it getting brighter until it starts to move outward and spiraling down your legs and up your torso. And just let your body rock and sway as that energy clears out all of the pathways in the body. Removes darkness, stagnation, energy blockages. Expelling negative thoughts and emotions as that warm, loving light fills every part of your body. Feel the vibration of the energy throughout your body. Visualize the light throughout your body. Feel the warmth throughout your body. And once every part of your body is aglow with this energy, allow it to move outward, surrounding you in a protective cocoon of energy. Just take a moment to notice what it feels like to be safe, to be healthy, to be at peace. Take a deep breath inward. Hold on to those feelings and take them with you for the rest of the day. Thank you.